right. Good evening, and welcome to this particular first ever conference for Biafra all over the world, for Biafrans seeking for international protection. And the reason why we are having this first ever Biafra asylum seekers conference orientation is because it has become imperative for those of you that are seeking for protection in different and various countries that will inform you people what you need to know, especially as concerns this stage of the agitation for Biafra. We understand that many of you do not actually understand how the application for the international protection works, and then also we understand that some of you do not understand why you are being denied. Some of you that are being rejected and application is being denied, even when you know you have real, you are facing real risk, and there is real fear of being persecuted or even killed when you go back to Nigeria. So the reason why, like I explained previously, the reason why this is being streamed live is because crisis zone, among the crisis zone, to consider doing that, because Nigeria today is one of the most unsafe places on the planet. So, and sometimes some of us that are in the field, this legal field, we continue to wonder why is it that when somebody comes from Nigeria, he or she is not regarded as somebody coming from a crisis zone. So Nigeria is a crisis zone, but have not been listed as one of the crisis zones. So it is very, very important that today we are going to go through some of these points that many of you may be missing and all that, and you need to, get some kind of enlightenment on how to present yourself, your cases, your stories, and what have you. So it is very, very important that we have this particular program today. I want to inform you all today that this is not an easy task. This is not going to be very, very easy, but with God and by the special grace of God, we are all going to, succeed in what we are going to do today. I want to also remind some of you here that the issue of international protection is something that has to do with, confidential. It's a confidential issue, and as that, whatever you do, whatever you say about yourself, about your case, the confidentiality is very, very important. So for that reason, some of you here may not be talking about yourself. You may not be coming here to seek information because it is about you. The information may be also because you have a friend, or you have a family member, or you have somebody that you know, or you have a neighbor who may be going through one situation or the other, as the person is an applicant for asylum seeker. So you want to come and ask questions concerning that person or concerning what the person is going through. So you can also help. And of course, this is not also a direct legal advice what we're going to do here today, because most of the country, most of the jurisdiction, you are all from different asylum laws, different jurisdiction and all that. So some of you, the way your cases are being handled may be very, very different from how some of the cases in Europe and America and other parts of the world is being handled. So you must put this into very consideration. All right. So as I was saying, it is very, very imperative that some of you know exactly why it has become important that we go through this line for the very time in the history of this Biafra struggle. We're going to have such thing. And then also, I want to also use this opportunity to inform everyone here that the Biafra government in exile, is taking that responsibility of writing some kind of introductory note, writing letters, to for every Biafran that is seeking for protection. And the letter that is coming from the Biafra government in exile is free of charge. Nobody is going to collect money from you for as a Biafran seeking asylum. So this information is very, very important. So that not tomorrow when somebody will tell you to come and bring money for the so that you will receive a letter, you could report that because nobody is collecting money. The Biafra government in exile is taking the responsibility, to do that, and they are not collecting money, and nobody should collect money from you. Unlike before, when some people use it as a business, before they write you letter, they will collect all the money you have not paid for 10 years, and they will use it to do container business. So it is not. We are getting closer to
the money you have not paid for some of these things, and they will use it to do container business. So it is not. We are getting closer to Biafra now, and some of these things we need to put them in place. And another thing is that because the world is not yet, or they have not yet regarded Nigeria as one of the crisis zone. Even Nigeria is a country where I think the number of people killed every day, it can only be equated to, I don't know whether any country like that people die the way they die in Nigeria every day. I don't think there is any other country in the world that they kill people the way they kill people in Nigeria. So for that reason, this particular conference is also part of creating awareness for the world to know that Nigeria, if they don't think that Nigeria is a crisis zone before, it's time they begin to list Nigeria as one of the country of crisis zone, so that you will not come and it is only about your individual cases. Because as it stands now, saying that you are coming from Nigeria or coming from Biafra, it doesn't guarantee you safety. Even when we know that as a Biafran, you are already a target of the Fulani government of Nigeria. But coming from Nigeria and a Biafran is not a guarantee that you are going to be protected anywhere in the world. The government of the country you want to seek asylum, we want you to prove to them why is it you, as an individual, why is it that you are a target in Biafra land? Why is it that Nigeria government want to kill you? So you need to prove that to them before you can be qualified to be granted international protection. This is very wrong. And I have been in this field for many years. So I know exactly what that is needed from you. And it is very, very important, the step we are taking today, because before this year ends, believe me, the world will hear from you. They will know that you are a Biafran, and they will know where Biafra is located. We are going to make them to understand that truly, truly, those who have been, who is opportune to travel out of that evil country will be protected wherever you are. That is our target. Target is not after this, you will be deported back. Fulani will use you to meet vam. No, we don't want to do that. Try our best to protect you, and then it's not even about you. Even those who are not in Biafra agitation, so long as you are a Biafran and you have a Biafran name, you are already a target. So this is the kind of information we want to pass on. So that's why we decided that this particular conference will be public and will be streamed live. Anybody who want to see it is happy, be happy, and is welcome to watch and see how we awareness and we love our people, and that is the reason why we are doing this for you. So you are here now today as a Biafran. You are privileged to be here to receive a first-hand a professional guidance and advice from somebody with a very high level of experience in immigration law. And that person happened to be me. So I have been in this particular immigration law business for a very long time. And so you are privileged to come here and get one of the best legal counsel today. All right. So I'm going to, this is the way this is going to be, we are going to have this meeting. It is going to be that, well, some of you that have something bothering you in your various countries of residence, you can raise up your hand. We're going to take as much question as possible. And you have just 1 or 2 minutes to ask your question. If you can manage to ask that question in 2 minutes, the most important question is what you are going to ask, because some of the questions may be the same, what is bothering any other person, but please try as much as possible to make your question very, very simple so we can address them, because I know when I'm addressing you, I'm addressing other people. And I don't want, if somebody asks question and the question is almost the same thing you want to ask, please, you don't need to repeat the question again. Just ask that question. And then when we address it, probably in the course of addressing that question, that person, we may also address you. So please let the question be just one and different, so we can. And if we do not take your picture, your question today, we are going to take your question next time, because this is good. This is just the beginning. I want you people to understand that we are starting this particular conference now because it is going to get hot very soon. So everything is coming in place. It is going to get hot. Those who don't believe will believe later. It's going to get hot. So you know that you can't go to Nigeria if you are seeking asylum as a Biafran, because we will provoke Nigeria to the highest for our freedom to come. So you will be a target if you go back. So it has become imperative for us to put you to the right direction. All right. So and then I'm going to flash something on the screen, and this is I'm going to flash on the screen is the contact where you are going to be writing your letter, the request. If you want to write a request to get your letters of a recommendation from the Biafra government in exile, you need to look at this email here: pm@bgi-gov.net and sg@bgie/gov.net. And what this means is Prime Minister at Biafra Government in Exile.net. What this what this also means is the Secretary Government of Biafra in Exile.net. So this Prime Minister of Government in Exile, you are going to know him when he is going to address Biafra. And he has been the Prime Minister of the Biafra government in exile for a while, for a long time, maybe not a long time like that, but for a long time. So, we just activated this Biafra government in exile. And when we talk about alliance or something like that, some people misinterpret what is alliance and what is not alliance and all that. So, alliance is that we have been able to make sure that everybody that is fighting for Biafra, at least we have understanding that we are not fighting against it, that what we are doing is to fight for Biafra freedom. So that particular jinx, we have been able to break the jinx, and now everybody is working in one understanding and with one, which is to get Biafra. So not like when you come, oh, this Biafra government in exile, oh, they are Nigeria agents, they are this, they are that. No, we are not doing that. If they do something that is contrary to getting Biafra, then we can call them and see how to handle But for now, we have united in a way that our interest is only to get freedom of Biafra. And that's what we're in. And that's why some of us are very angry when some people in America, they're seeking for all those criminals in America will gather themselves and they say they want to form and inaugurate another government in exile just to sabotage the Biafra, liberation. So we are not going to allow that. Anybody that try to do that, even if we did not do it now, we'll do it when Biafra comes. It's a promise. So we have a legitimate Biafra government in exile that has been formed even before it was created, and this Biafra government in exile recognized was. It does not matter who they have worked with. It does not matter who set it up. It does not matter whether they have recognized it was created or not. It doesn't matter. What matters now is we want to maintain that particular Biafra government in exile because it shows that Biafra are responsible people. What these people want to do is to be used as powers as if Biafrans are people who cannot govern themselves, as people who are divided, as people who everybody want power, as people who want to be in leadership, as people who cannot just govern themselves. So that's what these people in America want to do, and we can never allow them. We know how crazy we are. If they think they can be in America and bring that kind of a narrative to the world, to see even at the end, when Biafra is very close like this, somebody is coming to say they want to inaugurate Biafra government in exile. And I want to inform you people today that that particular thing that they're doing in America is the most. Oh my God! Anybody that have anything to do with those people, it shouldn't, should be banished from Biafra. I'm telling you, because one of the women that have been on the social media parading themselves, to marry the woman so that the person will continue. Oh my God, the story is very ugly. So, and today they are fighting each other because the woman is fighting the one they call Onyise because the marriage they arranged did not work again. You people don't know what we know in this struggle. If you know, there are people you can never even pick their call. Onyise is the biggest betrayer in this struggle. Onyise want to use Biafra government in exile to arrange marriage for one of the women that is going to social media to talk all the time. And now the marriage failed, and they are fighting each other on social media, using our own hallowed Biafra to do all this nonsense. So sometimes when these things are happening, we just keep quiet. It's not because we don't know what we know. Some of you, if we review what we have seen in this struggle, you will have sleepless night. But we will keep it and we wait for them who have been, preparing themselves to betray Biafra, to do any step they make. We are going to use those things to expose them, and that will be their end. So I just give people a new topic now, and of course I did not review this topic completely, but because of the thing I've just chipped to you, you will understand how unreasonable and evil they are, that they will want to use Biafra government in exile to do marriage arrangement to somebody in America, for somebody to come and all that, just to sabotage what Simonepa and Autopilot is doing for us to restore the honesty. And today, the woman is angry, fighting them. And I know that the woman will be watching this program now. So don't come to Biafra and use our Biafra, a very respected nation, to do marriage arrangement. It doesn't work like that. So we are more than that kind of stupidity. So and when you say is involved, and when you say is the one arranging the marriage. So now the marriage has failed. But we are not going to go into that today. Just to tell you a little bit brief of what these criminals are doing in America. I accept that. The Biafra government in exile is a legitimate government, registered, and everybody knows it. It has history, and the history is there, available online, and we have our prime minister like it. And those of you who did not see the information I shared on the screen in the social media, those who are in the Zoom are seeing it. So I think the thing is meant for people in the Zoom. It is only for those asylum who need this information are here in the Zoom that have access to see the email where you can write
to say.
Jada himself, you've spoken more, and I know that I really, really appreciate this forum because it's a way of people know what is happening and how they should navigate when the law is hitting on them, or how to navigate when it is coming very near to them. So I really, really thank you for arranging this and to get our people. That is going on there, and of course, having a way that the world has arranged it in such a way that when there is crisis out there, other countries can, be of good help. But in as much as it's happening, we don't even welcome our governments that is struggling outside. That is why we are giving you guys this update. And of course, we want to go home. That's the honest of the whole thing. That when you are in Biafra, we have our own nation. We praying the Almighty God to give us so that we, after this time around, we'll be able to get our nation and then sing praises to the Almighty Father who created that the nation that is built with milk and honey. So that for now, it is okay that we get our people know how to navigate until we bring Nigeria nation down, just particular nation, until we bring it down and then establish our own nation, which is called own nation. So thank you so much for making this happen, and we will be after much explanation from your own point of view, and I will probably give a lot of the much explanation from your point of view, and I will probably give it to you. So thank you so much. Always proud of the work of the 1980 about refugee too. So thank you so much. Always proud to work with you as we are
Right. I think we can go into the matters of prayer. Yes. All right, I'll start with you, magic and confession.
I think it's good for some people to use their name because when they call you on your telephone name, you are looking at us like a shrine. I think it's good for some people to use their name because when they call you, you are looking at us like a shrine. How should I look at somebody? You know shrine. How should I look at somebody? Because you use telephone, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Because you use telephone, yeah.
Hey, Coco, please. Please. Say looking like shy.
Your hand is also up. Yes, my hand is up. Yes. Thank you. Should I go?
Oh, God.
Thank you. Let me start by thanking Honorable AZUKA and Master Simon for putting this together. In fact, when I saw the flyer, my heart was glad. You know, we, the Autopilot media team, there are a lot of questions for the answer basis kind of asylum. And so, but where I want is AZUKA and Simon, you know, there's a lot of people, about people here are still using the zoo passport. And some of them that passport have expired. I'm afraid if they go to the zoo embassy because they did protest, their photos are on the net, they are afraid. Especially in Germany, two of them called me, they said they're afraid if they go, maybe they're going to call them. So I want to make it open here. Simon, as an immigration lawyer, can put an answer to that. Thank you. God bless you.
That if they go to a British embassy, they're going to hold them?
The zoo embassy to renew their Nigerian passport system, still using it with a resident permit where they are.
Nobody can arrest you. No Nigeria embassy can arrest you anywhere, any part of the world. No. If you are residing in Europe or anywhere, just go and renew your passport, because we do not have the passport of our own yet, and because we are not yet an independent nation, so we continue to use it till the last. But those who have citizenship, you may decide not to use it, because after all, it only brings bad luck. So you don't need to go and renew. If you have a citizenship, you don't need to go and renew your this thing, except for those of you who want to go back to zoo and all that, you know. So, but I would advise anybody that have a residence permit and residing in any country, your passport is expired or has expired, don't be scared of anything. Go and renew your passport. And let me tell you also that this time around, they have the e-passport. You know, you can make the application online. You can also pay online, and then also, if you stay in a country with a residence permit without a valid passport, you are also breaching the immigration law of that country, because your residence permit is not the passport, is not a right to stay. So for you to have right to stay, you must have a valid passport. So even if you have a permanent residence permit and your Nigeria passport have expired, and because of the Biafra, you are waiting to get Biafra first before, no, you are breaching the law of that country. And any day they find out that you have been without passport, they're going to fine you from the day the passport expired till the day you went to renew it. So it's very important that you renew your passport, no matter how difficult, no matter how, I know it is going to be very difficult for some of you, that because we hate Nigeria with passion. So, but you just have to do it until the last time and the last day that will answer Nigeria. You change your passport to Biafra. As simple as that.
So they are not going to manage to call the person.
Nobody will do that. And of course, anytime they visit, of course, nobody can do that in the embassy, but anytime they're visiting the embassy, they must inform their friend. Okay? They must inform that they are going to embassy, and so that in case if anything happen, anything happen, like what the Saudi Arabia did, in Turkey and stuff like that. So, but I don't think there are high profile people like that they can do such thing at the embassy. So they can go there, but let them inform their friends that they are going to renew their passport. As simple as that.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
And Okonkwo, you can put your hand down. Anybody that have asked the question can put the hand down, so that we know how many people are remaining.
False iPhone, unmute yourself, please. False iPhone, unmute yourself, please. The floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah, the question I want to ask is because of the zoo agent called our governors and the senators, all the whole political criminals. My question is this: will it have any effect if the country somebody resides on call the zoo for verification or anything like that.
They don't call. They don't call no country. Listen, let me just. I don't let you finish because this is kind of different. No country of the world anywhere will call your country that is persecuting you or country that you are running away from for verification. They don't do that. It's against international law. So the only thing that they do is to use your own story and the information available in the internet, like news and all that, and the country report to check the validity of your story. And if your story makes sense, that it is not cut and joint story, and it is not a general story that just comes from the internet or from like that, you are qualified to be granted asylum. But so nobody calls anybody to verify anything. In an asylum application, it is a confidential, it's a confidential application, and nobody goes to ask. Not even the embassy in that country will have anything about you until if the issue of deportation comes in. That is when they can now, if you don't have a passport and the country is looking for a document to repatriate you, that is when the embassy of that country, of your embassy in that country, will be notified. Apart from that, the content of your application for asylum is not made known to any embassy or any country. So you don't need to worry about that. Nobody calls your country for verification.
Okay.
And the Paul iPhone, I am sorry that I caught you while you were asking your question. The reason why I caught you, and I believe that I addressed your question, is because the way you started the question. You start the question with mentioning governors and all that. It is not, the issue here is not about governor, and so that's why I caught you. And I know that I have addressed your question. But if you feel that it is not what I have addressed, you can ask your question now. Go ahead.
No, I appreciate Simon. You did a very good job. It's not for me. I'm a United States.
I know, but I'm just explaining why I didn't allow you to finish your question. You know how the whole thing, they will say now I did not allow you to finish your question. So that's why I address it that way. But if you think that I have not addressed it, you can go ahead.
No, I'm good. If you can help others, that's why I asked the question.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right. You can put down your hand, and the next person.
Okay, Louis Young. Louis Young, please unmute yourself. Louis Young.
Yes. Good evening, Biafra.
Good evening.
I'm connecting from UAE, Dubai. We want to ask, is any fate for people that is living in Dubai? Are there anything for them on this asylum for them? Because we know that this is an Arabic country. It's not like a European country or the Asian country. Because this here is so different, and their laws and the parties. The government in Israel, is it part of this UAE and the other people that is found themselves in the Arab countries, like this Saudi Arabia, Oman, all of them? This is my question.
That is why I explained from the beginning that because the laws in different countries differ and there are different jurisdictions, but I believe that right to asylum is universal. And even in Nigeria, people are there now. As I'm talking to you now, Cameroonians are there seeking asylum. So it is a universal right. As bad as that Nigeria is now, some people are there from Cameroon. They are seeking for international protection in Nigeria. And Nigeria, of course, cannot protect anybody. So they are only there on their own. If Boko Haram enter where they are gone. And nobody will write their story. So, but just to tell you how bad as Nigeria, there is still people who claim to be seeking asylum in Nigeria. So just to tell you that if people can seek asylum in Nigeria in the den of Boko Haram, you can still seek asylum anywhere you are because it's a universal right, and every country, have that possibility to seek international protection. That is what you have to find out in Dubai, where you are. Like I said, it's different jurisdiction. And if Dubai can offer international protection, of course, the Biafra government in exile job is to write a recommendation letter to show that indeed you are a Biafran, and depending on the story you tell, and that they will inform the government of Dubai or government of UAE that you are a Biafran, and they should listen and help you and protect your life. That's what the Biafra government in Israel would do. So with your story, the letter will be used to back your story up to show that truly you are a Biafran. And of course, the reason why we are making this particular broadcast today and this conference is also you can as well use the content of this particular conference today as an evidence to show that we have started, enlightening our people seeking asylum all over the world, because Nigeria is not listed as a crisis zone. That's why I said that even as bad as Nigeria, there are Cameroonians that are seeking asylum in Nigeria, even though they are not safe. So Nigeria is regarded as a crisis zone because we are now bringing Nigeria to the world. We are also at this juncture asking the world to remember that Nigeria is now in crisis zone because of the fight for the separation and the liberation of Biafra people and other nations that are in Nigeria. So Nigeria will automatically become a crisis zone and a country of interest starting this month. Thank you. So you can ask whether it is possible to seek asylum in Dubai, and I believe it is possible. So you seek asylum, and then you request a letter from the Biafra government in exile as a Biafran, and then you continue from there as a process. And remember that the story you are going to tell is not like you are just a Biafran and they give you asylum. No, you have to tell how the Nigeria government are killing us. You have to say that when you go back to Nigeria, you will be arrested from the airport, which is a fact. They have done it and they continue to do it. So Dubai people don't know this. Europeans don't know this. It is your responsibility to tell them and let them know. And you have to also use a newspaper report. Many articles are written about it on Facebook, on national dailies and all that, how they are killing Biafrans and what is going on in the southeast. We know that this whole thing is not being reported as it should be, but at least the information that is available is very good that you use them. So tell your story the way it is, and the rest will be for God. Thank you. Next person, please.
All right. Next person is Techno. Come on. Techno, come on. 17P. Unmute yourself, please. Go on.
Okay, the thing is hanging. So can you bring the Samsung SM? Because it's like it's awake now. It was sleeping before.
Samsung SM, are you awake now? Grab the mic, please.
Yes. I give Biafrans Autopilot. Thank you, IPOP Autopilot. Thank you, Madam AZUKA. Thank you, Mazi Simon Eba.
There we go. Did you know what? Did you hear what? Did you hear what Okonkwo called you? This one you started greeting everyone. It's like you are confirming Okonkwo said. It's like you're having Okonkwo's statement too. Yes. Okay.
Mazi Simon Eba, last year, Mboye kidnap si our leader. So all the gave 2 months here, the Nigeria government able na newspaper na passport na government 100 and something countries. So more we will that thing now go to Makana Scott na go to mu. Mweme live video. My Facebook page is Mazi Chukwuka. Mweme live video. Where do I see my passport? Buy up the Otago. Since then, I want to look at now. Asylum no go use Macadam South Africa 2019. Asylum no use the application online ka NM asylum. Since you look at ekwela respondum asylum yota. So nya ga na acheju what of ndị na-enwezi passport maka na mụnwa Facebook block my video maka na nkali igosi the proof now. Facebook block the video to me. So nya ga na ajụ onwe help ya enya maka na here South Africa police jizi ya akpa ego mbọsị nke ọzọ bụ 1,500 lands ka nji ebe elu onwe m. So onye ụmụ Chineke biko ga edozie m.
Well, so do you have a permit in South Africa?
I don't have permit, but I have asylum.
Okay, so asylum get the all kind of process.
Oh no, I'm gonna COVID-19 and one spy. Since then, obodo dey pele nyanye ele ni ulo like asylum as no on internet. It come my everything I do from internet. My fellow respond boy for me. If you go to Mazi Okechukwu, I'm going to Mazi Okechukwu. Ọsị na ọ ga-agwa ụmụada ka amalụ ihe anyị eme ya na ọ bụrụ sọsọ mụ abịa nwe that issue na South Africa.
Okay, Imana, this one is a national thing now, you know. It is different because all issue of their immigration thing or something or something with influence. So when you go get asylum, you go get asylum, no, you renews ya. And the renews can process. So all the system and adapt because, for example, country like some of the countries in Europe, usually with some issues only take it up to 1 year. So I'm man can go 1 year.
Since 2020.
Okay.
2020 to now.
Okay, so you just have to, at least from there. So you just have to, wait, because there is no way. You can seek, you can as in and interview. That is when we can now come in to let them know that yes, you are truly a Biafran and that Nigeria government are killing us, which they are doing. So, and try to tell them that if you go back, you are vulnerable to be kidnapped by them and also killed by them, like they do from the airport, even directly from the airport or from your home. So that is in please, you people should be watching. Don't bring anybody that doesn't have Biafran. I've said it before, and watch the person before you bring the person. So. The issue is that I will just tell you to wait. Wait as long as possible, and they are going to respond to you because some countries they do like that. Except if there is anything that is in, and you know that South Africa is completely a different world, so they have their ways. They treat Nigerians, those who have Nigerian passport and all that. So it's completely a different thing. And I know that there is a crisis in South Africa, and they are fighting against other Africans, and especially Nigerians. They don't want to see you. So you have to also have that at the back of your mind. So this issue of the renewing document in South Africa, we know that it has been a problem. But in Biafra, hey, Jesus Christ, if you are Biafran and you are having a Biafra passport as a Biafra citizen, you don't, oh my God. If you find yourself in South Africa, you know that we have failed. I am telling you, if you go to South Africa, mean that everything we do, we have failed. Because you don't have any reason to go there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mazi. Salute.
Autopilot.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Chi, please unmute yourself. Okay, Chi.
Unmute. The dragon himself. Good evening.
Good evening, Ogechi. How can you come here? How can you come here to be one of the first people that are speaking? How did you do it?
Now, Grace, now carry on here.
Go ahead, Papa.
Bros, sorry that say that email when you be flash. Now you but show. I don't know how possible for war for people to see people like us. if it's possible.
I'm sharing it now. Can you see?
Mazia has shared it in all the platforms almost.
Okay. All right. So,
okay. So what I want to ask another one now. And for the people which up at the road for this West junction, so we say that they are those still they go on. So the fear for the paper, right? For the letter, because I don't quick join. I just they come in, so I can't jump for that. So they analyze the issue. No
yeah,
verse.
yes, of course, you can apply for the letter, to be added as a supplement or annex to your application. Yes, but you have to, first of all, when you are writing to this email, you send them in brief, why, what is what is the content, what is the reason for your asylum. We know that your asylum is probably Biafra and stuff like that, but individual stories are always different. So you have to be able to give them brief of why you are seeking, of where the reason you gave them, and also you sure you give the address of the authority, like which of the authority this letter will be addressed to, because the letter have to have the name of the authority that is being addressed to. So it's very important you provide the details of the authority, the name of the authority, and the address of the authority.
Okay, that means if the issue letter give you feel send and give your advocate to.
The letter, the idea is this letter, you give the letter to your lawyer, and that the lawyer should add it, send it to the authority, part of your supporting document.
Okay.
And yes, and then also I want to inform you people that when you are telling story about your asylum, you must tell your story in details. Don't feel that the place where you are knows where Nigeria is located. Don't feel that the place where you are knows the story about Biafra. No, you are going to tell people who never heard anything about you, who never heard anything about Nigeria, who don't know where Nigeria is, who don't know whether Biafra existed. The people, you must be going to tell them a story from scratch, and then tell them the problem you have, tell them how Nigeria have been killing us, tell them how Fulani have taken over our land and want to convert us to Islamic State. Tell them how Nigeria is an Islamic country. Tell them how many terrorist group is coming from the northern Nigeria. Tell them how many people have been killed in our quest to leave Nigeria. Tell them that now the fire is on, and tell them that finally we are going to stop Nigeria from conducting an election in our land next year. Tell them that that is going to lead to another catastrophe if care is not taken. Tell them that they should watch the different broadcasts that we are making and awareness we are creating. Also, copy this link of this festival conference on Biafra alum seekers all over the world and share them. Let them watch and listen and see by themselves. The problem we are having in Europe today and other parts of the world is because Nigeria is not listed as a crisis zone. You need to tell them how many people are dying in Nigeria every day, how many people are being killed by the state-sponsored terrorism, because Nigeria is a country that has the highest number of deaths every day caused by terrorists sponsored by the government. Okay, so in most of the countries that you have war going on, like in Somalia, people are not being killed the way they are killed in Nigeria. Country like Afghanistan, people are not dying the way they die in Nigeria. Country like Ukraine, where there is bombardment and aircraft every day, bombing and all that, people are not being killed the way they're killed in Nigeria every day. So these are the things that the world need to know. And it doesn't come from any other person. You have to tell your story yourself and give them evidences of from the internet, even when they are not complete. Give them evidences of what we are sharing on social media that the Nigerian government is printing on us. Give them those pictures, explain. But the picture is a general thing. If it doesn't happen to your family member or to you directly in a sense, but you just have to them, for them to know the condition of people in your land. But asylum is not granted based on general problem. Asylum is granted based on individual cases. How does that particular situation affect you? Thank you very much. Next person.
Can I come more on.
Go ahead.
Go on.
Okay, and then for those applying for asylum or all this, go in request. Of course, when you are to be eligible for a refugee or asylum, individual must meet statutory, of course, the definition of refugee. In US found in the Immigration and Nationality Act of 1 and 42. The term refugee is, of course, defined any person who is outside any country of such a person's nationality, or is outside any country of the person's last habitation, okay, and who is unwilling to return to and unable to or unable or unwilling to avail himself or herself of that protection of that country because of persecution on account of race, religion, nationality, and membership in a particular social group or a political opinion. We know that France, have this problem of social and a political opinion. Okay, so to qualify as a refugee or asylum, the persecution that is suffered or feared must be on account of five protected grounds. Okay, race, religion, nationality, membership, and of course social group. Like I said, that is where the difference, and the political opinion is where the difference, their status is so you must know all this is you must know whether if you're in a country already can apply for asylum, but if you're outside a country like still in Nigeria, because some of you are still in Nigeria, so and you want to apply for refugee, so we must meet in all this standard all these status before you now apply for a refugee. If you're still in Nigeria, you can apply for refugee. And of course, when you are inside the country, even if your passport is expired, you can apply for asylum. Because I've seen some people who will say, "Oh my God, my passport is expired. I don't know where to go again." Then you'll be running health care. So that is the opportunity for you to go and apply for asylum. And of course, if you apply for asylum, nobody is going to refuse it, okay? Because you're feared of where you're heading to, and when you get to that your country, you might be killed or be put in jeopardy. So those are the things you have to have in mind while applying for refugee, apply for asylum. Thank you.
All right, I make some quick corrections. Of course, this program is not targeted at those who are in Nigeria. So, anybody that is in Nigeria is not meant for you. So that is one, yeah. And then, so I think I will continue to take questions from people, and then we'll be addressing those questions. All right. So if you are from Nigeria, please don't come here to ask questions because this program is not for you. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Right, thank you. You Ekwe Kalisto. Unmute yourself. Ekwe Kalisto. Ekwe Kalisto. Unmute yourself. You're not ready. I go to the next question. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Good
evening. Go ahead.
All hail Biafra.
Go ahead, Biafra.
I greet you all. May God who keep them and bless you people. I'm happy for what our able spokesman, Simon, is doing for us, and the able Autopilot. I'm so happy. Me, in Libya country. This is Libya country was a country. because all these things we need to know how we can do it. And our man, please, I ask you people, how did the leader fight before have for IPOP meeting? Since then, I never knew any reply because I never used to call.
Please, I don't understand your question. Are you an asylum leader or what?
No, I'm in Tripoli, in Libya.
So, is your question bordering on asylum application or what?
You know, I want to join the at least for fundraising in USA, but I don't know where they are.
Okay, after contact any of the media team to give you the number of Libya Autopilot to join. This is not we are not in a broadcast now where we're wasting the people who want to have contact to Autopilot. This is strictly for asylum seekers around the globe. So any of the media team and they're going to do. Thank you very much. So the next person.
Let's increase Matthew. Unmute yourself. Let's increase. Unmute yourself.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening and welcome to the program.
Okay. My question is concerning my brother. Who is it?
Okay.
Thank you very much, man. My question concerning my younger brother who is in Italy, but his case is kind of complicated. So I'll just make it short. When he got to Italy in 2020 December, we stayed in Italy camp. So some kind of friends deceived him. In February, he went to France. So while he stayed in France for 8 months, they told him to go back to Italy. And they took him back to Italy. And not marriage, he went back fast again. So I think they jailed him for 6 months. Get his feet back. He has been outside, even in this school, he has been outside. So I told him to try and get a lawyer who can assist him. Because he sent me to Questoria and a form which they wrote in Italian language, but he couldn't fill it. So he had to look for a lawyer who saw a man, an Igbo man, who helped him fill the form. So on the form, they said he should put address. And the address, he can't the form. So the man told him to put the address of where he's coming from in France. So now asking why is he coming from there, he should tell them that they told him to come back to Italy. So I don't know how we can assist him on this issue because the boy is actually outside in the cold. He doesn't have anywhere to stay.
That doesn't sound like you know what is going on there, because first of all, Italy is a messed up place. We know that Italy have big problem with immigration and asylum applicants. We know that there are influx of immigrants into Italy. We know that, and so Italy they have been having this problem, and that is the problem they have with the European Union. So another thing is that if you come to Italy, you travel asylum in Italy, you travel from Italy to any other part of Europe, you are being guided by what we call the Dublin Agreement. That's what we call Dublin Regulation. The Dublin Regulation is that any place you first of all enter, become responsible for your international protection application. So even if you go to France, I believe that France may have given him an ban, and that entry ban may be also either only to France or to the to the entire Schengen state apart from Italy. So if he go back to France again, having entry ban enforced maybe for 2 years, and he go back to France again without knowing that the entry ban is still being enforced, it may also require that they put him into custody. He may not necessarily go to prison, like you said, they lock him for 6 months in prison. He may not necessarily prison, but he may be locked up in a deportation camp to safeguard his deportation back to Italy, and that is the punishment they give him for breaching that particular entry ban order. So they can lock him up there, pending when Italy will give them a green light to bring him back to Italy. So that can take up to 3 months, 4 months, 5 months sometimes. So so if you go back to, they will still take him back to Italy. And what I would advise him to do is to get a legal personnel in Italy there. And I don't think that because of address, if you are an asylum applicant in Italy, no matter how bad it is, there is still a way they treat them, and he's not the only person seeking asylum in Italy that doesn't have a place to stay. So he should get a lawyer and fix himself. And then after that, when he gets the sojourner or whatever, whatever they call it in Italy, he can be able to travel to any part of Europe, and maybe for 3 months, because that's what most people in Italy do. When they get residence permit, they can travel to other parts of Europe to look for a job. So that's what I would advise him to do. He must look for a lawyer who will now help him to fight the asylum application and follow it up until the document is granted. Italy is also a very easy place, for asylum applicants. Only that there is no job there as such, and only that they treat them differently. The reception condition in Italy is quite, is nothing to write home about. We agree on that, and that is the problem we are facing. We're having with Italy, and we know the problem there. There is a problem there. So, but he is not the only person seeking asylum in Italy. So that address can never be the problem, and it can never be the reason why not or why he's having a problem. So I'm suggesting that he gets a lawyer there who will help him through the asylum process. But what I'm very sure of is that Italy is not going to deport him to Nigeria very easily. That is not happening. Italy don't have that time, and they don't have the resources to do that. So they will try to even help you. Once you get the document, you can go out of Italy to look for how to help yourself and all that. And the document you get Italy may not give you the right to work in another part of Schengen state. And this is what other people do not know. But at least it gives you some kind of it creates an opportunity for you, because within 3 months you stay in another part of Schengen state, you can fix yourself. You can do anything and work and fix yourself, and at least you are legal in Europe. So that's all I can do. I can advise him to make sure he still can get a lawyer and fix himself. The reason why he is having problems is not because of address. That I can assure you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah.
Now, the letter, can we still get the letter?
The letter I have flashed the email address. So yes, he can also request for that letter and give it to the lawyer to back his application.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. That's all.
Thank you. Next person is Jelewa Emekuku Kingdom.
Konkwo, you are keep time. Keep your time.
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, still we still have time. Yeah.
Go straight to your question, please.
Hello. All here to Biafrans.
We have less than half an hour.
All Biafrans.
All hail Biafra.
All hail Autopilot. Really, indeed, a brother, and Chukwu Kiabama will continue to bless you and strengthen you for the wonderful job that you I also applied for asylum, but just that I didn't have that document, the letter they asked me to bring. So they were like, they want to return me back to Nigeria. But these people, they don't believe that something is happening in Nigeria, because Nigeria is not war zone. But I've been able to get a lawyer who is asking me now to find a way to get that letter to give to him to submit to to the immigration. But the problem I'm having is this, I will be honest with you. You know, some of them don't want to believe Autopilot, but I believe Autopilot because I know you are doing a very great job. So they are like taking money, they don't want to, even if you pay, they won't give you the letter. So that's why I come on this line to ask for a favor, for a help, because I'm in a tight situation right now.
I don't know where in this program. I believe I have answered the question, right? It is not even a question, it's a comment. I believe I have addressed this your comment before. Or did you not hear me when I addressed it?
Yeah, I got
First of all, I said nobody is paying money to the Biafra government in exile for this letter. Biafra government in exile is one of the most respected, I would say, like a government that is in exile. So if a government is respecting any, it should be the Biafra government in exile at this moment. And that's what we are doing. We try to promote it so that we are going to go into our freedom just like every other nations have done in the past. So the Biafra government in exile is issuing this document now, and it is free of charge. So the email I flashed, the email of the Biafra government in exile, which Pastor Rose actually has posted on the comment section or so. You go there, copy the email, send a request, and you are going to receive a response. Give your details, your name, your address, and why you are seeking asylum, and the authority of the country where you are seeking asylum, where the letter will be addressed to, and you are going to receive your letter from them.
Okay. Thank you, because my lawyer also need the letter. So
I've just addressed you now. Your lawyer need letter now. Now spirit go need them before. So your lawyer need the letter, immigration need the letter. Just write what I say and follow the structure. This is the reason why some of you, your application is not successful, because when they ask you A, you are talking B. Instead of you to answer question, address what they ask you, you'll be talking something that is not even relevant to your application. Do you understand? When they ask you to tell your problem, you tell your problem the way it is and explain it in detail for the person to understand. About addressing the same issue, you are still making a comment about a lawyer needing the letter.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Yeah.
God bless you.
Bless you too.
All right. The next question is Galaxy tab A8. Please. Galaxy tab A8. Right on, please.
Hello?
Oh.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Oh, hey, Biafra.
Okay. Thank you so much for what you are doing.
Thank you.
Because anyway, somebody onogo origo aduro onogo so many years, and the problem is now Nigeria is what we are aduro.
Obodo abebe, because I will know.
Swiss.
Okay.
Nigeria is what we are aduro, and then you are Oji where I don't know obodo, and onye ya mekọbụ then ya na onye ahụ mụọ nwa, and onye ahụ abụghị onye Hungary, but since then the person acquired here only kidney problem, ojego operation, so since then on a problem with anything. The little years or ahụ dịtụ ya mma ụlọ ebe ọrụ, ọ na-esend the ego o ji azụ nwa, and the lady persist na ọmanfụ nwe go today, so onye ka si ka njota maka ya, and amakwụ so many people nwekwa similar case ha na nwaanyị ndị ọcha mekọ ajụ na ha ma enwe afọ nwa ha, so onye ka si ka njota pụtara.
So the person on Swiss, the woman on where?
Hungary.
If or not, two different countries. So so now, what is should is because this is a cross-border issue, and normally I would advise that he gets a lawyer, and file for visitation. So that visitation can be arranged because he is in a different country and the woman is in a different country. So he can get some kind of a visitation agreement outside. He can get also outside court settlement. This place we call it for a follow system. It can be on a mediation where they can reach into agreement because he is living in a different country and it is not very far from Switzerland. So he can maybe once in a month or once in 3 months, once in 4 months, he can go there, and see the child, depending and all that. And then as time goes on, they can also go into agreement that the child can visit him in Switzerland. So this is what he has to do. Is tell him to get a lawyer in Hungary and file the application to the court that he demand the right, the visitation right. It is not his right to visit the child, but it is the child's right to visit him. So this is the right of the child here we are talking about. We're not talking about the right of the woman. We're not talking about the right of the man. So the right of the child. So he must get application filed to be able to come, go to that court and either settle out of court by agreeing to go into mediation. So that mediation is where they can discuss outside the court and into agreement on how the visitation will be arranged. And I believe it doesn't take anything away, only that if he is ready to travel to Hungary every 3 months, every month, or every 2 months, I believe the often so one of meeting okay, problem now because you have very healthy to go to travel and kids now. So he should wait and treat himself. When he get better, he can start the process by doing what I said.
Okay.
Okay. Mazi, I have a little question. I've been hearing you talk about Adura. I don't know what you mean by that.
Aduro is the name for asylum. Honorable na Indomie umadana. Honorable is an Indomie umada, so don't worry.
Okay, we move.
Go ahead.
Samsung SMA125F. Unmute yourself, please.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
Yes, good evening, my brother.
Hello.
I'm here for contribution. I want Mr. Simon to address. I want him to address the situation where people tell their stories, and then when they come back after 2 or 3 years to tell the same story, but they end up telling something else. So I think Simon should please let people know that the story you tell from the beginning is the same story you are going to tell the way it is after 3 or 4 years when they call you back to come and say the same story. They should always have a document to back up the story they tell years back. Thank you.
All right. I think if I understand correctly, so do you mean that have you been in a situation where somebody was granted asylum and then invite the person again to come and tell the story? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, yes, they do. When you come the first time, the story you tell, after 3 or 4 years, they have to call you back to tell. It's a process.
Yes.
Yeah. So after years, they will call you back to come and the same story.
Is it before? Is it before the document is given or after the document is given?
No, first of all, after when the document is given, the first document is given to you, blue paper. After some years, they have to call you back.
Okay, that's what I want to know. That's what I want to know, because the thing is that if you are given asylum and they invite you to tell the story again, it means that something has happened along the line, that your information is questionable. The information, something has happened that, made them to now try to ask you the same to know whether, why that particular has happened along the line. It can be anything. So sometimes is that when people seek asylum and and along the line, they granted them with a residence permit, and then along the line they get married, and something revealed that there is another name attached to their name. Okay, they have another third name, maybe they have another given name, and that name appeared when the person feel that, okay, I have now my residence permit, so let me come out clean now to let me add my real name now to it. So without knowing that, they are now jeopardizing their chances of retaining that residence permit. So in that case, the guardian of that country may request possibility for rejoinder why some have changed along the line, and then they can invite you for interview. It can lead to interview, and that interview may also have some kind of clause that your residence permit may be revoked if something like this happen and something like that happens. So in that case, yes, you will be invited to for another hearing to know where those stories you told, and you said this, and now something have changed. So why did this thing have changed? Why did you not say this name? Just using the name as an example, it could be anything. So in that case, of course, the only thing you need to do is to tell the reason why you have added this name and why the name have changed. You'll be able to bring something that will prove beyond reasonable doubt. For example, up to getting your birth certificate legalized and bring it and to show, because as Nigeria is now, most of the countries don't recognize Nigeria passport. We have been able to achieve that. The only thing they recognize now is if even your birth certificate is fake, but they value it more than your Nigeria passport. In Finland, Nigeria passport is not a means of identification, and it is not valid as what you use to identify yourself in Finland. I'm telling you this, I think I've said it before. So if you bring Nigeria passport to Finland now, it is not an identity. You can't be verified with Nigeria passport in Finland today officially. So,
oh my God.
Yes, so you can bring a birth certificate, and they can somehow, even though they know it may be fake, but just to show you how bad the whole thing is. But they value the birth certificate more than Nigeria passport. So officially, Nigeria passport is a means of identification in Finland. Now, another issue that could happen is that if you arrive the country, they do the preliminary investigation, and the question is that they're going to ask your name, where you come from, how you come to that country, and all that. Then after that, they're going to let you go. And this letting you go can stay can be 1 year, it can be 2 years, depending on your country. And then they will finally invite you to to come for interview, and after that you are going to be invited for the interview. After they invite you for the interview, you can now tell your story. The initial story that you told on your arrival is not like the major story why you come to seek asylum, because the reason why they are asking you is the first time was a preliminary investigation. So you can't tell the same story. Now the main asylum hearing, you have to tell yours in details. So that is another one. The third one is that yes, it can be that if they invite you for immigration interview to ask you question again. In some cases, if you have seek asylum somewhere else, and then you disappear, and then you come out again after a few years to re-asylum, and they have to ask you question again and to tell a different stories. This is one of the reasons why people do that. And of course, when this story changes, it depends on the individual. It is not a must that the story you have 4 years ago will be the same story you are going to have now. On that ground, you may never get asylum, because the story you have The story you have 4 years ago or 5 years ago is regarded. The story you have 4 years ago or 5 years ago is regarded as old story. So the threat may not be real again after 5 years. Okay, but if it is to confirm that you told 5 years ago, nobody can remember those stories except certain people, because it is a pain that you have gone through. And so many people will want to forget the pains and all that. So if you don't remember the story you told, it's understandable that when you go to the immigration, they want to verify whether this story is true. You just tell them you don't remember again, and you don't want this thing, you don't want to remember this pain. It's just like opening the wound. So the best defense is to just tell them that you don't want to open your wound if there is something that will go wrong. But what I want to tell you people today is that sometimes if you have, so one reason or the other disappeared and they appeared again, and then you tell this story, you tell that story, the story may have changed, because at that particular point in time, when you are filing this application after 4 years, after 5 years, the story in your country have changed in Nigeria. Like last year, if you are coming from Biafra land seeking asylum in Europe, it's not the situation you see last year that you are going to see this year. So things have changed. A lot has happened that you need to be added to this new story, and that makes it more, interesting. And so I will advise everybody that when you are going to apply asylum, or there is any reason why you are invited for anything, first of all, you have to now connect the story you have told in the past. You will say, in addition to what I have said in the past, this is the current situation of my country. This is the current situation of if I go back to, if you take it back. So connecting this old story I've told in the past, whatever they are, it doesn't matter. But we are not talking about the present, because it is the present that determines what they are going to do to you. So just make sure whatever because some of the immigration don't want you, and they are doing everything to take you back home. So it is your responsibility to disregard whatever happened in the past. They are asking you. Tell them that everything I've seen in the past is still the same, but I'm connecting it now to the present condition. And then begin to tell the story of the present, how it will affect you and all that. So they know that you are very, very grounded on what you are doing. And of course, you are not lying, because Biafra are being killed every day. And that is what we are trying to do now, to bring it to the world. And so that all this Nigeria is not a crisis zone, this Nigeria is not a crisis zone, that will end this year. Because from next year, I hope they are not going to see the crisis. But believe me, the world will know that we are really fighting for freedom. Thank you.
Simon, we have 5 minutes and we still have 10 people hand up. So
that 5 minutes, we are going to stick to it. Next time, the people that didn't ask their question today will continue.
Okay, Mazi, please, can you throw more light on this? I know we're not talking about immigration, refugee, but they have sent me some questions, and they're talking about, okay, what if they came in as a refugee in a country and they want to apply for asylum? Are they still going to repeat the first story they told before coming into it? So please, can you highlight more on this?
If people come into a country as a refugee, the one thing is that nobody, if you come into a country as a refugee, you already have a refugee status. Okay? Refugee means that the UN have accepted and you have a UN document. So that person will come to a country as a refugee. But if you are coming to a country to apply for asylum, to seek asylum, so because these are two different things. So there are people that already have a refugee status. They can bring them from Africa. They can pick you. Like most of the time during the Liberia problem and all that, a lot of them are in Nigeria. We are in Nigeria. And some countries volunteered to pick those people that already have refugee status staying in Nigeria, for example, to Europe. So some of them were picked by different countries. They're giving them refugee status directly from Africa. So pick them from there and bring them to Europe on based on refugee status. So are you talking about people who comes to a country to seek asylum, right?
Yes, when they left their country, like those in Nigeria left as a refugee to United States, and they want to apply for asylum.
No, because they cannot live as a refugee, they go to the United States with a visa, right?
Yeah.
So when they go to the United States with a visa, then now after the expiration of the visa or before the expiration of the visa, they already have the intent in their mind that immediately they go to America, they're going to seek asylum, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the question again? If that's those kind of people, what is the question again?
So the story they told while coming in, are they still going to
Okay.
maintain it?
No, the story they told why they are coming to America is irrelevant because if you go to American embassy to tell this to seek asylum, I don't think anybody is gonna give you a visa. We give you a visa to go to America to seek asylum. I told story either that somebody invited them or either that they are going there for whatever reason they give, but they can never give reason running away from Nigeria, and American embassy will give visa. Never. So, but when they go to America and they decide to seek asylum, then whatever story they told in Nigeria is not relevant because at that particular point in time, just like I said, if you go to embassy and you are desperate running away from people that want to kill you, you can do anything. And if somebody is bringing you to America, that person also don't know what is in your mind. So somebody can bring you to come and visit him, does not mean that the person is aware that you're planning to seek asylum. So for those who will be scared that if you seek asylum in my name, I bring you, I'm going to have a problem, is a lie. Defend yourself. Okay? Because the people you are bringing are adults. So whatever that is, you don't know. So the person can make up his mind. You can't stop the person. Okay? So if the person come to America, let the person apply asylum based on the problem he or she have back home, which you may not be aware of. You that is bringing the person. Do you understand? So that is it goes. So the reason why the person get the visa and how the story he told or she told in the embassy is irrelevant.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Our time over.
Frank, unmute yourself, please.
Okay, hello.
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 I greet all Autopilot, including our Dragon and Omada. I greet everybody. Please, my question now is, the country where I am don't have something like embassy to Nigeria, and I want to know the qualification to seek for asylum. Like people who are living in this country, they are just too much frustrated.
Which country is that?
Kazakhstan, Asian country. They have no. I just know the qualification to seek for asylum, or can they not look for an asylum? Please, if Zoo can guarantee people for asylum, we just want to know what to do.
That is that is what I'm saying. That if people can apply asylum in Kazakhstan, they can also give you asylum. Just go there and make inquiries, about how to get international protection in Kazakhstan. It's very simple. I believe you can have some kind of protection there.
Okay.
Yes.
But they have nothing like embassy.
They don't need to have. They don't need to have zoo embassy now. But you are there now. Did you disappear and appear there?
I'm happy to.
Yes, that is embassy that covers Kazakhstan. So it is not. Yes. So you don't need to have embassy there for you to do anything.
It's a Russia, like as an example, if your passport expired, I just noticed that if your passport expired,
you go to Russia.
Just meet some group of people and arrange the passport intervention team from Russia. You will pay for it.
So you don't need to explain. You don't wait now. You don't need to explain further. What it means is that the embassy in Russia is the one covering Kazakhstan, right?
Yes.
So case closed. So you can apply asylum, make an inquiry, apply for international protection, and I think that question has been addressed. Thank you.
Okay, God bless you, sir.
Bless you. And you don't need zoo embassy to get asylum or apply for asylum. I don't know why you are talking about there is no zoo embassy. So I don't know what to connect them with this because they.
I just wanted to know the qualification.
We're 14 minutes over.
There is no qualification to apply asylum. Let us hear from Ajare before we stop. Thank you.
Okay. Ajare, grab the mic. Ajare.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Master Simon. Thank you so much for this awesome opportunity we are giving to our brethren all over the world, which Ndi Zama have deprived them of out of their greed and evil. Thank you very much. And fellow Biafrans, I greet you. My name is Raphael Chamaka Jere, and I'm speaking from there in Italy. You know, I just came back from work. I was late. I had to, while making my food, I was listening through. And I want to talk to our people here in Italy, basically, because most of the asylum seekers are here in Italy. You know, I've been privileged to even assist some of them, and I have people that are in interpreting and helping people that are seeking for asylum. I have never sought for asylum before myself, but I know the challenges many of our people are facing. And one advice I want to give to people: you come in through Lampedusa and you land in Italy, because you find it very difficult to get a job and settle in, or some of them have gotten the opportunity to try to settle in, but because you are not getting a job, they are giving you stipends, maybe 75 euros, 80 euros, or thereabout, whatever amount they're giving you. Somebody calls you from Sweden, or call you from Finland, call you from Norway. Come to Norway, come to Germany. There's opportunity here. Your asylum process is on. And then you run away and go and say, let me go and seek asylum in France. I will go to Finland, it's better. Let me tell you, you are making a huge mistake. Because once you go, like Master Simon has told us earlier, you go back there, they will still want to refer you back to Italy. And you are losing the opportunity you had in Italy to secure your asylum. You go and maybe you spend 2 years, 3 years, you make money in France, you make money in Finland within that period. You are hiding from the immigration there. And then they will still return you back when they catch you. What it means is that you will come back to Italy and start afresh again. Sometimes that opportunity, you lost it. You begin to hide up and down. You know, that's the mistake many of our people make that are in Italy. You know, and it is true that there's a lot of burden on Italy, but I want to tell you that Italy, there is easy opportunities for you, especially now that you have the opportunity of getting the letter is required, which the Indians have always denied you because they want you to pay them 350 euros, 400 euros before you get it back, which eventually you may not even get from them. Now you can get those. You have to relax yourself here in Italy and make sure that your process is true. You know, the question our brother from Israel was asking before. Thank you, our brother. I appreciate you. You're doing a wonderful work. Sometimes some of our people, Master Simon have addressed it, but let me help a little bit understand what I was trying to say. Your asylum has been approved, maybe the first year and the second year you are called back. Consistency matters a lot. You reported something happened to you, Biafra, something. You go back there and you begin to say something else. You know, it is true that what Master Simon has said that you know, situation might happen that might change your story, or you might give a reason that you have not you can't remember again what happened to you because something that is and you don't want to remember it. Very, very good. But if that case doesn't come up, or maybe it is something that happened, they call you back after 3 months or call you back after 2 months. You that reported something 2 months ago and you're saying something that they will just look at you because most of those things you are talking to them, right in the news when it happened, they have record of it. Even better, they have better information than you yourself. You might think that he is in Italy. He doesn't know what happened in Olu. But I want to tell you that the things that are happening in Olu, most of them they know. So the point we are making is that you have to listen. And what we are also doing now to create more awareness that those things that they are denying or closing their eyes as if what is happening, we're going to make them realize that those things they must acknowledge the fact that their friends are suffering and must know that we are in a crisis zone. But anyway, we might not need those things coming 2023. You know, these are just a few things I noted. Just relax yourself where you are, follow through your asylum issues, and make sure you see it to the conclusion. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much.
One person is here. He just asked is where that these people can give government in exile and lawyers.
Government in exile cannot give lawyers. We don't want to overstretch them. So it is okay, you get lawyer wherever you are. And you know, so government in exile give lawyers. And most countries in Europe here have what we call the legal aid. So you don't need to pay for it now because the legal aid covers for the expenses of the lawyer. So the Tineza don't delve into that. But I believe they are working on different things before Biafra comes. They are working on ID card or other things like that will be issued. I will be among the first people that will get the ID card. So and of course I encourage you to get it, when the thing come, so that we will know how many we are in diaspora. Very important. All right. I want to thank everybody for being part of this particular first in history of the Biafra liberation orientation and awareness for asylum.
She said, give her 1 second. I don't know where he is.
No. We don't give Ogechi. I have seen. It's Ogechi. I have seen Ogechi's message. Ogechi, you will. Do you really? Where is he?
There are people that have been up before now. If you give Ogechi to them, this other.
Yeah. So I know that something. The people in Germany or so. I don't even know still with the people. But anyway, that is it. So we're going to end here today. We continue again. Just pay attention to our program where we are going to announce the next conference and the next orientation date for Biafra asylum seekers. This is going to be happening at least once in a month until we cover everybody's problem and questions to answer. Remember to write to the government, Biafra government in exile. Are very busy, and give them respond to your letter. And from here, from me, thank you very much, Mr. President. What can I do for you? Okay, I'm coming. All right. So thank you everyone for being part of this program. I thank you all. See you next time.
Thank you, man.
Love you all.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Don't forget our youth
fundraising. Youth fundraising is on the 12th. Yes. Thank you.
Our youth fundraising is coming on the 12th, and thank you, Mazi, for your wonderful expertise today. And of course, please invite all the youths everywhere, all over the world. Please let them